When so everyone went to the
Yeah.
city.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference for Daniil Medvedev. Please raise your hand, state your organisation when asking your question. Daniil, good to get on court on a rain-interrupted day.
Yeah, happy to finish my match because that's not the case for everyone. That's sometimes how Wimbledon can be. We know it can rain, and there's also the grass is. I mean, hard courts you can also kind of play in the rain, but the grass is even worse. As soon as it's just a few drops, you're scared. So court one. I don't think I've lost a match there, so happy to be back on this court and happy to get the win. Yeah, only positive emotions.
Just wondered then, what did you do yesterday? How do you pass the time when it's raining like that?
I didn't. I did nothing special. Like I actually thought the rain is going to come later, so I was supposed to practice at 1, but it was raining already, so I didn't get to hit. I moved a little bit with my physical coach. We did 2 times like 30 minutes. Some work with the physio and basically nothing else. I was here to just, you always wait till they officially cancel your match because you never know. You decide to go home by yourself and then suddenly they move your match to center or something. And you're like, well, I shouldn't have done it. So stayed here till maybe 4, till they canceled my match, went back home and just relaxed. But yeah, it's sometimes when you don't hit for the day can be tricky. And I actually didn't feel amazing in my tennis today, but a win is a win. So I'm happy to be through.
Do you have any ways to keep yourself entertained?
Oh, well, we have phones. Then I don't know. We have fun with my team. Living in the house here, so it's a lot. We're a lot closer to each other than sometimes on other tournaments. If not generally during the tournament, I try to, let's say, not overthink too much. So I just spend time on my phone or even just sleeping or talking to someone, but not like not getting into some deep discussions or something like this.
Hi Daniil. I just wanted to pick up on what you said in the on-court interview about sort of not quite knowing how the crowds would react to you. A number of the players that weren't here last year have said that. I just wondered if that was something that was on your mind at all. Had it occurred to you before the match how the crowd might respond?
A little bit, because for different reasons, it could be possible that the reception would not be as great as it was. So we came in at the same time with Arthur. So they were cheering. And I was like, for him, for both, how is it? And then at one moment, I think either when we went to the referee or something, I was kind of the first one, or I was the second one to come, and they were cheering me on in a way, and I was like, okay, that's surprising. And during the match, I felt like that's normal. They really tried to help Arthur to pump him up and something, but there was zero, let's say negative energy that I felt, and was unbelievable. I never had such a good reception in Wimbledon. It's much better than I had before. So that's great. I'm gonna try to give them back, if I can say like this, and hopefully I can.
What does giving them back look like?
Not getting crazy, and let's say not. How can I explain it? Not being. Yeah, probably not being a selfish kid on the court, and sometimes I can be. So I'm gonna, try to give back people here in Wimbledon, and just try to show some good tennis. And even if I don't, leave the court and finish the tournament.
Is that kind of the Wimbledon effect? Makes you sort of want to be sort of in keeping with the place?
I don't know, but again, as I said, the reception today, what I felt, I don't feel it that often. There are some cities and some places where I felt it, but it's not every time. And I was really, let's call it, touched by it. So I'm gonna remember it, even like for the next times. You never know who I'm gonna play, and maybe the reception is gonna be different, but I'm still gonna remember it, and I'm gonna try to convince myself to give back, because that's how I am. I can be really even maybe rude when I think, and sometimes we think wrong, when I think that someone is not fair to me. This can happen in everyday life, you know. If if I cross someone and he says hi, I would say hi, how are you? But if he says you don't know how to play tennis, I would say, well, you don't know how to play tennis either, or something like this. So yeah.
Regarding Ferry, he's not really a serve and volleyer, but he tried to rush you. Did you feel he was just trying to rush you all the time and take time away from you?
Yeah, I felt it straight from the start, and I think he did some good points, but as you say, that's not really his game. So then it comes to the point where should he have done different or no regarding that he lost? I don't know. I felt like I could have done much better on my passing shots, especially on the return. At the same time, I had some good ones also. So that was his game plan. And it's very tough to say, because I do think it was not a bad game plan. But when you lose, you always kind of doubt yourself whether you should have done differently. It happened to me, you know. I thought the game plan was good, but you lose and you're like, well, maybe it was not that good. So that's the most I can answer.
He's at Stanford with Paul Goldstein, who's a very good coach. Do you think he can really come on and improve?
That's what I said on the court. I think out of maybe top 400, 500 players, they all play good. They all can hit clean the ball on practice. They all can beat you. Some players play better on practice than in the match. And then there are always juniors coming up. But the thing is that we cannot give more places in the rankings. So out of these 500 players that can all play good, there is only 100 that are top 100. So can he make it? For sure. Will he make it? We never know. Or, you know, maybe top 100, maybe top 10. But yeah, he needs to continue his way. I think he's still on the way up, still young. So definitely has his chances.
Hi, Daniil. I feel like I haven't seen you play too much on a grass court over the years. So I was just wondering if you could sort of analyse what part of your game you think benefits from being on the grass, and what part you really have to focus on and work on during this part of the season.
Let's say I still didn't kind of find the exact key to grass court, which I somehow managed to find this year on clay. Like, not talking only about the results, but straight away I said it after Monte Carlo and Madrid. I felt that I was building something up. On grass, I don't feel it that much. And I remember when I started playing on grass, so it was more like challengers and outside courts. They're usually faster and the ball is sliding more. So I felt like my flat strokes, just natural ones, were really beneficial on grass. And when playing on center courts, I feel them so slow for whatever reason. Only serve is going fast. And I feel like people who actually spin the ball are actually easier on grass than playing flat. And that's a little bit surprising. And that's where I'm still trying to find the exact way of how should I play. And that's the best tournament where I can try to make it. So let's see. The further the draw, the stronger the opponents, and let's see if I can manage to find something and go far.
Do you think it'll ever come that you'll ever feel completely at home on grass then?
I was feeling really at home on grass again when I started playing, and I think also it's something where I would be less consistent. And so I would be like, oh, on grass, that's perfect. You know, I can just hit full power and try to make a sensation, beat top guys. And when I became the top guy, and especially on hard courts, I feel like I can win a lot of matches just by kind of knowing what to do. On grass court, that's where I stopped liking it, because that's where the sensations come. A lot of top players are beaten. So at this moment, I don't feel like at home playing on grass. But again, every opportunity to try to make it is a good one, and I'm going to try to make it these 2 weeks.
Okay, we'll wrap up there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.